15 people. Wow. Are you going to enlarge? Oop, we're live? No, we are live now. Ladies and gentlemen,
Surprise.
people of all ages, welcome.
The circus.
I'm going to lower this. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Voices of the Souls. Less Miranda because she's busy and she had a lot of things going on. It's a bummer, but looks like Linda and ourselves are going to take over and do this on this fabulous episode number 4 of Voices of the Soul. And it's going to be a free-for-all open forum to talk about a few things because I've got a lot to talk about. And, I very rarely talk like Linda does. And, we always have Paula interfering with us. We've already got beautiful 17 audience members in there already. And
Fantastic.
everyone's saying hi. And we've got, let me go from the beginning here. Who wants to guess who was the first one on that I saw earlier today?
Douglas.
Douglas.
Hi, Douglas.
How are you, buddy? Hope everything is good. Carlos, a regular. How are you? Melody, thank you coming on. Stacy, how are you?
Hi, Stacy.
Scarlett Green, of whom I had a reading with, and she watched the show out in the US, which was really cool, and that was some fun. We got Marianne. Hi, everyone. Michael, the artist, Barroso. He's cool. Carlos, you're on 2 different times? No, it's a different Carlos. Okay, no, beautiful. Elaine Jacobs, how are you? I know Elaine. She's
Hey.
an amazing framer. That's going to be kind of cool. Who else we got? That's it right now. And of course, Douglas says he's great. And
That's
little
good to
Tracy,
hear.
that's good to hear. We love you guys. It's always important to have that kind of thing with us. And we love the idea that everyone comes on together. And with this free forum, we're going to talk a few things about what has been going on and how we're doing. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit discombobulated today because I had an hour massage and then an hour chiropractic done to my body. So I'm like, what? But I'm okay. Linda, how was your week? Did
It's
you?
been busy. I have been busy all week long, and it's nice I had a really interesting day today. But yeah, did a wedding. I was at a wedding in Muskoka on the weekend, and it was fun. I
Nice.
officiated my first wedding.
And how did I've done a wedding as well, but not like I don't think I could do another one. But it was just I was very nervous. I was more nervous than the bride and the groom.
Yeah, that's where a shot of vodka comes in. I was fine, but I've only done funerals. It was my very first wedding, but it was fun, and it's somebody I've known my whole life, so or their whole life. I used
Yes,
to change their diapers, so it was a very good way to start their life. It was lovely.
it's good to get that going.
Yep.
Um, so we are week day 8 into October in the heavy duty Libra season. And I spoke to a lot of Libras this week who are so relieved about them starting to have the karmic energy of positive instead of challenges instead. And that's going to happen to a lot of birth signs, but all the air signs are going to have some freedom here.
So
So
is
that's
it going to be things smoothing out for them?
everything is going to smooth out for them. So
Nice.
and it's and I was trying not to insult the client base today by saying the little things that you have done, or like anything from looking at somebody the wrong way or talking behind their backs, those kind of things. That kind of karma was affecting us because it was um, manifesting into something bigger than it should have been, and that stayed with us for 16 years.
Oh, a long time.
It is a very long time. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. Um, I'm trying to remember, there was something that we were doing earlier. this weekend, and I was trying to figure out why my calendar was starting to fill up a little bit. So it, and I'm looking, going, what the heck is going on here? And next thing you know, a documentary had come out, and it was something I had
Congratulations.
done just before I was sick. And right now we're in second place in the United States right now for the documentary, and it's with Zach Bagans, who no one met, but he narrated all the show and probably did about 15 different countries. And I represented Canada.
Super. What is it on? Is it on Netflix?
So it's on Disney Plus,
Oh, cool. We have that.
and but it's only for the Americans. So if we have an American IP or a VPN or whatever, everybody can watch that show. And it was a very interesting time for me because when you try and tell people who are doing investigations, right, Linda, and they go in and they think that they're protected. Now, you and I go in all the time, but we prepare ourselves, we work on ourselves, we do things, but still at the
Yeah.
same time, I had an attachment when I came home to a point where I ended up getting extremely sick, going into the hospital pretty well 3 days after I got back from that show.
That's from that show?
From
Wow.
that show. So the demonic part that was there, I couldn't even stay. And I had everybody else leave because I was exhausted. The amount of energy that it drew. Oh, sorry, Max as well. Max, whatever it is. Thank you, Scarlett. What happened here was I was so done because they showed 21 minutes of the show. We were there for 3.5 hours and we were on the grounds. I was being tripped up. I fell through a hole that what
Where
the
what where was it? Sorry.
oh shoot, I'm so sorry. Out in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And it was a roadhouse from the 1850s.
Wow.
And it was converted into a house, and then property was bought, and the historian down there was something really crazy. And so uh, as that place was bought out by other people and other generations, a practice of Satanism, of course, doesn't happen. It happens everywhere. And somebody invited something so dark that it poked me directly in the eye. It moved my glasses like this, hit me in
Boy.
the eye. I had a very sore eye for the remainder of the trip coming home. I was listless. I was tired. Uh, Everything was going wrong, and I had an attachment.
Wow. Was there brick in this building? Like stone wall? Because I can see it kind of like there's stone
So
features.
the whole home was stone on the but the stone features that you're talking about, it was a stone,
Basement?
no, and the basement, and it was built up that way. But as years went by, there was strips of vinyl siding put up instead.
Did
So
you go into the basement there?
that's where I got sick.
That's what I mean. Like that's where I can see it because there's that darkness that you could see, like it was black. It was blacker than it should have been at night, but that's where the demon was waiting. It was almost like it's you. I have to get you. But it's almost like it had a claw,
It
like a nail, like something that was like to like it permanently damage your vision. You're very lucky.
so, and I am very lucky because in the episode, I think it was the sound guy, got something in his eye, and his eye was paining him.
Ooh.
Another one, and he didn't want to be in there anymore. And there was another the sound guy, and there was a working with the director's personal assistant. She got sick in there and left.
Oh. That's scary because you think about people like you watch all these YouTube video people, they just go in like random and they don't understand how important it is. You understand it, but it's so important to protect yourself.
And just to be grounded that way was so difficult. And I was starting, like you understand, Linda, 100%, how our energy depletes after we're finished with some clients that we work with.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the day, we're done. Like we're just jelly. By the time I walked around the back, because they had secluded the front door away, like they boarded it up, we went around. I was already getting exhausted.
Wow.
So It was
But
in,
that was a heavy one. Like that's probably one of the worst ones I think you've ever done. Intuitively, I can see that.
it was the worst one that I've ever been in. And we hear so much about the United States and how many horrible haunted places there are or demonic places, but this was Canada's for sure. And I really did not know what I was stepping into, and there was no history, so I couldn't look anything up to find out exactly other than it was a roadhouse.
It's interesting because like it's sometimes intuitively you get that no, and I guess there's purpose for it to show. There's a purpose that you had to do it to show people like what it's real, like a real case, right?
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's so dangerous. Like, and I've had things like drop me to my knees. I've had things that come at you if you're clearing places, right? It's
yeah.
dangerous to be in those situations. And um
Didn't
yeah,
you
I can't even tell you how many times.
places to clean? But wasn't there a place that someone actually almost invited the demonic that you had to go clear, or you stopped clearing it? Was there some place? Was that?
There was a the one there's I think I told this funny story about the twin ladies that were elderly. Did I tell you? Maybe I just told you guys,
I think
you
you
and
just told
Miranda.
us. Yeah,
But it
yeah,
was like I was in June. I went to a house and this lady said her aunts were possessed, or one of them was, and she was like all like disheveled when I got there. And she looked at me and and this is just a possession. This is still demonic in
yeah.
essence. But she went, I didn't want you to come. And it was like this little old lady. And I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, well, I'm here now. So buckle up, lady. But it was funny if you thought about it. If I wish I had that on film because it was actually hysterically funny now. But at the time you thought this poor little 70-pound lady would come and fly at you with your face off. But yeah,
Yes,
there's been places like there's a couple places that I won't go anymore. Like it's not worth it. There's people who like to do it. I'm not that girl anymore. I don't want
God,
to.
I'm over and
That
done with that.
yeah.
And now the US has noticed me because of that, and they have asked me to go to about 18 different places that they'd like cleared. And I'm going, hang on a second, I'm sorry. I love you guys. I love my client base, but I'm not going in there just to do that. There are a lot of other good intuitives that will go in there and do that. I want to go in and enjoy the spirit world. That's what my new show is all about, right? And
Yeah.
it's to be, you know, having fun with the dead instead of being petrified by the dead. A lot of a lot of my client base might leave me because of that, but I find it easier to release a soul to the light than to fight a soul to keep me dark.
Or to have you fight a non-soul or something that's demonic that's never been human
Hmm.
to have them come at you or your family or whatever. It's not cool. Like it's just it's interesting. It's like an education, and I wish there was a place. I'm sure there's places that teach it, but for people who are just ghost hunters, usually you're fine, but you should be aware of the dangers of what it entails because it's not everybody's cup of tea. If you're not afraid of it, you're pretty okay. But if you're afraid of it, it's gonna come at you.
And it's going to take control because it lives off of our fear.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. We've got so everyone's still saying hi and wow, thank you guys. We got so many of you in here. Um, anyone see a picture yet? I still have their logo on my screen. Oh, I don't know, Carlos. I can't help you there. Doug, he says he's great. TL Forbes Brophy. By the way, I never got to tell the Forbes Brophy people. They're a client of mine, or they've been following me since day one. My very first boss was Terry Brophy. I just wanted them to know. And they smelted chains for ships for their anchors.
Oh, so
And I
cool.
worked for them while I was in school. And it was the Brophy family that owned that in Montreal, Canada. So
Interesting.
I just wanted to say that one. Amanda says that she's been working really hard to remember to protect herself too. And Amanda, you already know you should be doing that, and you shouldn't even have to think about it. Sorry.
But it's funny because if you work with somebody sometimes, or you're going to a house sometimes, you become complacent. You can be because
Yes.
you don't think of it, and then you're working with somebody. You're like, oh, they picked up something, and you have to reevaluate the situation or re-protect yourself, right?
No kidding.
Mhm.
your friend Marianne says, "Hi, Linda."
Hi, Marianne. She's the best.
And we've got everyone else is telling us, oh yeah, Amanda's laughing now because she knows. So that's pretty crazy. Um, I've been working on trying to help others feel more intuitive, not more intuitive, to be comfortable with their intuitive abilities. And this whole month, which is only the first 8 days here, I have had client after client that I end up working with. Instead of being like a life coach to them or anything, I'm giving them the Cole's notes. I don't know what they call it in the US, but it's like the simple notes on how to protect yourself, how to smudge yourself before you walk in.
Yeah.
Making sure for me, I walk in with my left foot into any home first, the heart chakra side, and then I walk out with my left foot. And the reason behind that is because I'm only carrying a spiritual sword in my right. I have the shield to my left. So I'm pushing things away, is how I try and do it. So that happens quite a bit. What else have we got in here? Oh, yeah. If anybody wants to join us, we will be doing some random readings. We're going to have a couple of people in the queue. So that's going to be all right. Robin Foley, who gave us a heart there, I talked to her last week, I think it was. She's really good at losing her rings.
Oh,
Now,
no.
yeah. Now, these rings are worth a lot of money, and she seems to be losing them a lot. And I don't know why she does it, but she does.
She
So,
finding a safe place to put them and then forgets where they are.
yeah, that, or she knows that she needs to put them away somewhere safe when she's out and forgets where they are. But
I
she,
had that happen. One of my friends had that happen this week, and I found them for her in the bathroom under the sink.
um, to I night uh, on the astrology side, all of you cuspers, okay? Like the Virgo Libra is everything's going to be a big deal. Capricorn, okay, and Aquarius, this is going to be an amazing 2025 for all of you who are cusping, because the ability to use both birth signs in a very positive way is going to open up so many business doors for them. And then we have the Cancer Leos who've waited to get pregnant are going to be pregnant in 2025.
Exciting.
Yeah. So that much I wanted to put out there too.
Nice.
Lori P, she says she's late and she forgot. And did she miss anything? You know you did. Next time, show up on time. No, everything's good. We've just been talking and having a good time
For
and
sure.
working on things. Um, has anybody been involved in the people that we have in the room? We love the engagement that you do with us, right, Linda?
Yeah.
And please let us know. Did you meet a friendly ghost, a bad ghost, an in-between ghost? Douglas feels them every once in a while in his home. I do know that. I do know that. Lisa's not on tonight, and she's had encounters with ghosts, but in her garden and nowhere else.
Even if you went to like, if you've ever been something and you just knew that there was something there or it was terrifying, it's kind of like October and it's scary. It's kind of like it triggers those responses. But it'd be interesting to hear from you guys what you've experienced. You know, there's a place where I live, interestingly enough, it's called Ghost Road. It's been on Unsolved Mysteries and Creepy Canada.
Oh,
And
really?
it's like there's a legend where somebody got decapitated on a motorcycle in a farmer's field because he used to do like he was a prankster, I guess, or he got into trouble with the farmer. So the farmer put up stuff. So it'd be interesting sometime even thinking about where we in our neck of the woods to go to Ghost Road, because at certain parts of the night you can see the light coming and he's not always friendly.
So no, and this is that motorcycle light that people are seeing, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's been on, yeah, Unsolved Mysteries. It's a really interesting, and you feel the energy. And I've had people have had stories there.
Which is
So,
pretty crazy.
but it's like that's a cool story, and it's close. It's kind of close.
Do they have um there's like a lot of paranormal shows that are on now. Some of them are and some of them are okay. But I noticed one, My Hometown. It's something new. It's something that I'm not trying to promote, but if someone gets pissed off at me or whatever, but people talk about their own hometowns of where they've been and they've seen spirits and ghosts, and it's actual footage and or conversations with the people who are not actors. So you're listening to the real thing, the whole show. You're sitting in their kitchen or their dining room, and they're talking about all of this, and it's insane how some of them
Cool.
talk about that. One of them, and I don't know because I haven't seen any in my lifetime, fairies.
You know what? It's funny. I would never believe in fairies, but I've been working with this little girl since she was been 4, and she used to say that, when the white butterflies are in the grass, she
Yes.
goes, that's when it's their signal the fairies are hiding. But she said that since she was been 4. And when I was working on her, I could see fairies. Now, it's interesting if anybody's on TikTok to look up ring lights and fairies, and you'll see so many videos of people catching fairies on the ring lights. It's so interesting to see because it's like hard. And I think they're multidimensional beings or different realms. So they
Absolutely.
come on into our realm.
Have you noticed, Linda, when we're working with people or working on people, that we remove some of them from, how do I say this, from a second dimension, give them the courage to move into the third dimension, or some of them even move up to fourth and fifth, which are pretty scary because then you're ready for them, right?
Yeah.
And that is insane.
I had I had like a kind of like a miracle experience today on a gentleman that came. I've never met him before, and his mom was desperate that I saw him, and it
Okay.
was a fluke because I had a cancellation. So he came and he looked like old. He looked like an old man, and I think he's in his 30s. And he had at least 9 entities on him. In his day, he had like substance abuse issues in his younger years. He's got a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and either he was going to kill somebody or kill himself. And
Yeah.
it was like he left looking like a young man again. And his color came back to his face and he felt free. So it was like he went through the funny how you say multidimensional. He went from a lesser than third and into like the fourth and fifth. And I don't think he can sustain it. But
Probably
it
not right
showed
away.
him that there's life after this. This isn't going to take him and he's not going to kill anybody. I was like, for like a second, I was like, I probably should let somebody know that there's someone down here with me. And then by the time we left, we hugged it out. And he was just a wonderful young person. I'm just like, I can't even believe what happened, but it was wow. It was just yeah.
um, People losing rings and stuff. We got from Petra. I lost a ring too. It's been gone for weeks. I guess when they're done with it, I'll find it again.
I don't
Sometimes,
think that's gone. I think it's not gone. I think it's somewhere in your house.
and which is what I was feeling earlier. I still think that it's up against like I smell what do you call that? Like uh old school rosy kind of perfume, like a flower scent perfume is where I think that ring is.
So that would be bathroom or in the bedroom
Yeah,
or the closet
or the
with
closet.
drawer paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It's
interesting.
the what you're describing smells like drawer paper, like
That's yeah,
scented drawer
yeah.
paper. That's
Right.
what I get from them. Yeah.
Now you're calling me out on age here. I forgot about that paper.
Remember? I always
I
say instead of remember, I say member. Remember this?
um
And I just have to say, Jim,
yep.
as we're sitting here, I have watched this show from this angle for so long, and there's orbs tonight. There's orbs, and I said it before the show, but there's orbs flying all around you, and it's constant. If
It,
you go back and watch the show, you'll see them like bing, bing, bing.
I love that, and it's you know what it's what's fun is what how I do this because I do only pretty well Zoom sessions. Everyone says I not everyone, sorry, but a lot of people say there's an orb that just passed by you, and I'm going. I'm just as excited for you, but I didn't see it. And they go, make sure you tape it and take a look at it. And I'm going,
Yeah.
oh, thank you. But people go back and they see a lot of different things. And one person, her name is what was her name? Leslie Ann. She said my eyes changed color from a, my blue to black.
Wow, that's not good.
No,
That's
I'm,
never a good thing.
what is going on here that you see that? And she said it right away. And as soon as she said it, and I wasn't, because I was focused on trying to work on some of the things, getting messages,
Sure.
and I felt a blur. I felt like a tinge in my third eye, and then poof, gone. Because
Interesting.
she had mentioned it, it was scared of me off the bat and just left me. Then my eyes turned bright blue almost immediately again.
Yep.
We've got quite a few things here. Scarlett Green, she's blessed to have her son visit her and move things and helps her find stuff that she can't find herself.
Nice.
I met her this weekend. Beautiful person, just absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Tech writer. Now, Tech, I'm not being rude or obnoxious. I don't remember you, and you must be new for me. And if you're not, I'm sorry. And you have told me that your grandmother came for a visit one night shortly after I had my first child. My daughter played and babbled to someone for over 30 minutes in the middle of the night, then laid down and went to sleep. Wow, that's kind of
Pretty
cool.
awesome.
Protecting your child, that's the only thing that you can ask for.
Hmm.
Lori P worked at a guest house, like a bed and breakfast that was haunted. I like those places.
They're good.
And she didn't see them, but she can feel their presence. And many guests would ask her if there were any ghosts in the house, and they would hear things. I hear things all the time, and especially people just think like one of the most modern of hotels that you step into. Oh, and it's during the witching hour, and you're walking and you're trying to sleep, and you're hearing people outside of the room. For me, not inside the hotel, but they're outside, and you have like two floors was the one that I was at, and you saw two entities start walking right through the cornfield. It wasn't children of the corn, but they were walking in and fading into the corn stalk,
Interesting.
but they were loud enough that I heard them.
One time we went to South Carolina, we went to Charleston. I love Charleston, and there's hauntings in Charleston, let me tell you. But they made the Embassy Suites is the old Citadel. I don't know if it's still an Embassy Suites, but
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to stay there because it was haunted, but I'm like, be careful what you wish for because it's not always so much fun. I wasn't prepared and I wasn't doing this, so I didn't get it. But
Yep.
there's like a ghost called Half Head, and it's in room 117. You should never stay there if you ever want to go to that hotel. We did not. We stayed at a different level, but it was like it's almost like they knew it because we had the most beautiful hotel room, and my child is very intuitive as well. And we hated it there. Like we wanted to get out of there so badly. And it was like the most opulent room I think I've ever stayed in, but it was so terrifying. And they were touching me all night long. Like they were
Oh,
touching me.
that's
And I was
so,
like, I didn't know even like how to protect myself at that time, but it was very awful.
and it's hard on us when we say
Mhm.
anything with light be around us, anything that's dark or malicious stay away from us, and they sometimes they get in through a crack in a pruny or something that, or they didn't hear the prayer, and when they attach themselves to us, you can feel something almost immediately. I do.
I feel like I have narcolepsy. I had it happen like 3 times. The first time is when I started doing automatic writing. I didn't know how to protect myself. I didn't even know that was a thing. And all of a sudden, I felt like for 2 weeks, I felt like I had narcolepsy. It was sucking every bit of energy out of me. And then all of a sudden, one day, I said, "Oh, I know what happened here." I said, "Get out," and it did. Like it got out, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's a real thing." Who knew? It was.
And the majority of the time, right, Linda, when we demand for them to go,
They
they
will
go.
go. They go.
It's not like what they do in the TV shows.
No.
You
But you know
know,
what, like demonic things, like if it's so funny, I had this uh when I did I go to a house east of here, and there's an old farmhouse attached to a bigger, newer house. And there was a ghost, and he was the about from the 1800s and the original farmer with a big wide brim hat.
yep.
And it was so crazy because one day I'm like all gung ho and ego, I guess. I was like, I'm gonna get that farmer out. And the night before, he appeared above me here in my house, and the
Yes.
person who was in the house, he was over, and it was like all sorts of like paranormal stuff started happening because he was so mad. And I was like, it taught me a lesson when I got there. I thought, I'm not going to get rid of him. It's none of my business. You have to be respectful. Like, was it one of my better lessons was that you don't get to, like, with demons, you get to not negotiate. You just demand. With
Yep.
spirit, you have to be respectful. So I said, not today. I won't do this. And I went back, and it taught me how to cross over people in a different way. So when somebody's like that, I looked up and I asked if there was someone up there that was related to him. And I saw a son that had passed at 4 years old and his wife, and they extended their hands. He looked up and he grabbed them and he went. And then he thanked me. But it was a very, very good lesson for me
And
in
that's
respect of the energies, respect of the dead, right?
and you we can figure out the vibrations.
Yep.
That's the big deal for me. I feel a vibration, and a demonic, their vibration is um something like it is out of a horror movie, because it for me, it starts at my just around the slits of my eyes on this side and pushes my whole face down when I'm feeling them. They always go to my face and I can feel it, and that's when I say get out right away.
I feel sick. Like I want to throw up. I get violently, like I don't throw up, but I feel like I'm going to be like it's dread. It's dread when I see them.
That's insane. Oh,
Yeah.
Linda, guess what?
Well,
We're half an hour into the show already.
ooh, ooh,
Guys,
that
wow.
went by really quickly.
We do talk a lot, don't we? Um, Marianne says, "Hey, Linda, thanks for clearing my boys today.
Yeah.
Came home and they both were in a good place."
God bless, because they had Marianne, I know for a long time. She's a wonderful mom.
Yep.
And her two sons are amazing young men, but they both had like their house has some, I don't know if you can pick up on this, Jim, but there's some crap going on in their house and there's some nasty kind of energy. But both the boys were more depressed, and one boy is super intuitive.
Okay, I'm getting what that energy through you, and it's always near the front door of that home.
Hmm.
Everything comes in at that front door. That place needs to be maybe cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, cleared,
Yeah, that's
cleared.
all it needs. And if you have cedar chips in your garden, just put a few cedar chips around the corner. They don't like that very much.
Yeah. And there's people in that, like there's an energy in that house that I feel like there's illness there.
Yes.
You feel that too?
Yeah. Because I was just feeling like very heavy in my chest, my belly, and
Yeah.
almost lethargic when we were just talking about
It
it.
feels like very like low vibe, but it feels de deathly kind of, doesn't it? Like a imminent kind of something or other.
Marianne, we got to go in there and just remotely remove whatever's in there. But it's not enough that's going to do anything to the boys, because they know better that
No, the
they,
boys are pretty lit, but it's just like there's other energies there that aren't good.
um, Tech Rider, what do you believe is an orb?
Spirit.
And how I see it is, I probably about 95% of the time I see a face in an orb. I see
You can see
how,
faces. If you get like a blow up a picture, you can actually, if you get a good enough view of the orb, you can actually see a face in there. There's a place in, and I think it's in Australia. I had one of my friend's son went to Australia for a year, and there's a place that it's like it's supposed to be at night. It's all the orbs, and he took pictures. I wish I'll get a picture of it so I can put it up somewhere. But there was like thousands of orbs, and you could see faces in them. It was ridiculous.
wow,
It was some
that's
sort of ceremony, like it was weird, but I've never seen so many orbs in one photo. It's ridiculous.
that it is that's insane. I've been in um, at a reserve in Quebec called Maniwaki, and when I was there, um, we were near the cemetery, and every elder that was buried there was guarding the outside of the cemetery to protect the body, the shell that they had, so that nobody can interfere with it. And once they were sure that that shell was okay, it was doing whatever it's doing, you can see them fade into the forest and go into the light. And that was something I sat there. We sat there for about 4 hours, and I sat there with one of the police officers from there. and he felt strange. He felt almost weepy, and this cop was a hard-nosed cop, and there was a lot happening there, and that was kind of scary for me a little bit because I'm looking to the cop to protect me, and the cop is looking for me to protect him. It's just like, let's get out of here, man. Let's go for a coffee and a donut. You know,
Wow.
there is Stacy Strange. I keep waking up between 3 and 3:45 a.m. Sometimes when I look, it's right at 3:33. So 3:33, that means that there's something good
Coming.
happening.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's for Stacy. I
Yeah.
don't like though when I feel like you wake up, Stacy, I feel like there's like I don't like the energy that wakes you up. I just don't. I feel like it's like like it's not I can fix it anyways tonight, don't worry. Like you can go to sleep tonight. I will fix your wagon. But I feel like there's like a hand that comes and like touches your chest. Almost like that. But it's not like a nasty like a black hand. It's more like a gray one, but I don't know. It's a male, so I don't know what it is, but it seems to like shake you, like or wake you or disturb you or just come at you a little bit, but it's not a bad thing, but it's just weird.
And it is, and with all due respect, it's on the opposite side of where she sleeps. So,
Okay.
and then it does the little creepy thing.
Yeah, that's true. Like I
Okay?
can see that, but it's like
Yeah,
we can get rid of that tonight, Stacy. Don't worry. By the time we're off the show, I'll fix it.
do that. Um, Let me just see what else have we got here. Um, Barbara Kraft, she is a very good tarot card reader, and she's a bit late, and she says hello.
Hello,
And
Barbara.
and all my Florida people are not on today, but
Well,
the one that's happening, we just want to wish anybody who will look at this after that you stay safe. And I want to say something, and I don't want to be political about it on any level, but don't wait for your governor to say that you should pack up and leave, because the flooding on that southwest side of Florida, you guys are going to get flooded, and it's going to go inlet to about at least a mile to a mile and a half. So,
well,
because they're having creepy waves going up at least 15 feet high.
crazy. We have a place, our family place is in St. Petersburg. And 2 weeks ago with Helena, it the next door was flooded. We lost a golf cart, but we didn't get flooded. But a lot of our neighbors lost roofs and a lot of yeah, it wasn't good. So it's kind of crazy. And the whole time, like my parents have a place there like since 1990, and we've never had, they said it's been a century since the Gulf where it's like through Tampa where
Yeah.
it's going to get hit like this. And it's just it's unfathomable that it's in 2 weeks because it's even I thought my brother showed me a picture from a place around the corner, and there's like debris in front of every place because all the mattresses, couches had to come out, but the dumps aren't working. Hey, the weirdest thing is I watch TikTok a lot, and today a whole bunch of people were talking about their electric cars weren't starting. And I don't know, like, and even in our where my parents' place was, there was two homes that burnt down because their electric cars in salt water, it caused a fire. And then I saw that there was quite a few homes within St. Petersburg proper that same thing happened. I'm sure wherever that last hurricane hit, but it was weird that all the electric cars, their batteries weren't starting today. So it's like they're trying to evacuate. They can't, and there's so many people with dead batteries that the companies can't service them. And I don't know if that's salt water. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's weird.
That
It's a
is.
weird time.
Now the solar flares that we're getting
Oh, could be that too.
could be that. Northern Lights will do things like that, but more the solar flare side would do that. And there are supposed to be three major ones that are happening through astronomy that people are talking about. And the one is October 9th, which is tomorrow.
Shoot.
And what's the other one? Is November 6th and December 24th.
Wow. Now,
So
do you find like you get symptoms from solar flares for your
right,
personally?
right away.
Because I feel like I'm tired, like exhausted, dead tired.
I can honestly say that I will ask my client base that I need a day off because they're not going to get a good session from me. And can I reschedule them and I throw in another 10 minutes kind of to make up for it? But I will not do a reading during one of those solar flares. And then you take a look at NASA, the NASA site, and it'll tell you that that's what's happening. So it's kind of
Interesting.
and Doug Tardif, our man, just said salt water is the reason that that starts on fire.
Okay, so because it's crazy that it just seems like there's no help for them right now. And it's so much there's no gas to get out. Like I'm watching CNN, just watching it because it's close to home, right? Like literally. So it's kind of it's scary to think by Thursday there might not be a property left, right?
I know that's insane.
I
Uh,
think about my I have it's sorry to interrupt, but I have like we have my pictures like a me for my wedding, both my brothers, and it's like they're beautiful pictures, and that's that's what I'm worried about losing. I can get them reprinted, I'm sure, but I feel bad about that.
I that I get.
Yeah.
Um, before we get on to our first person that we're going to read in the green room, and Scarlett will be coming on shortly. Thank you very much for that, Paula. Hi, Paula, by the way.
Hi, Paula.
Hello.
Here we are.
I got caught on screen when we started.
That's okay.
So that's funny. That's good. People like to see you too, you know.
It's true.
Tina
True
caught
story.
me.
Tina got you. Aha. Teresa Ann, she asks, have you guys any insight for Pisces in 2025?
I don't, but Jim does.
So Pisces, you know that moodiness side of you, the early Pisces, the ones that are always um, feeling like you're right. It's not a narcissistic thing. It's not any of that whatsoever. It is your intuitive abilities that start to pick up. These are the early birthday Pisces, and things will start to settle down a little bit. The later Pisces and the ones that are more intuitive and the ones that feel always neglected, everything comes to you this year. New jobs, children, you will have abundance. Good things are going to happen. Anything that was ailing you from the COVID time, 2019, 2018 to present day, all of that goes away in 2025. So that much I do know in astrology. I'll have to go a little deeper because I don't know what your sun, what your rising star is. I don't know any of that, and I have to go through it. Book us, Teresa, and we'll let you know. Thank you, though, Teresa. Michael Verasso, at least 3 times that I recall, I've been startled awake between 2:33 and 3:30 a.m. by a shout, "Hey," in my ear.
That feels
I know them. I've been in their home. Their home is like a little sanctuary.
oh.
It's amazing. The only thing that isn't for the neighbors is Michael is a drummer.
Okay.
So, but he has a soundproof room. But that's interesting.
It feels like an uncle. Like it feels like an uncle who's passed. It feels like somebody's related. It's like a male figure that's related to you. But it's not a bad thing. It's just somebody trying to get your attention. Tell him to bugger off and let you sleep. Tell him to do it at 7 a.m. when your alarm's supposed to go off.
Yeah. Or beat him to it. Yeah. Beat him.
Because you can tell him to stop it. If it's annoying, please say, no, I just need some sleep. If you need to wake me, please do it in waking hours.
I think it's because he just retired as a teacher and that there's some idle time that this person feels like you should be doing something else. And that's old school values from somebody. So just ignore this guy.
Yeah.
Just tell him, talk nice, you know, or you'll sick Tina after him. That's his wife. Alyssa, I don't even know how to pronounce your middle name, Alyssa. And then I got Bradley. It's just the energy shift from the solar flares that affect you, Jim? No. Gosh, no. I only wish.
Yeah.
We can be affected by walking into someone's energy field at a grocery store,
Yeah.
sitting at a restaurant. All of a sudden, that's when I get sick or sick to my stomach, is when something is weird at a restaurant or dark or uh, very, very malicious in some ways. And I get sick there. I lose my appetite quite well.
Mhm.
That's kind of scary. But that's it's always something.
Always something.
Yeah. Thank you. I am so tired. Didn't occur to me about the solar flares. Like totally, man.
Like
Like
bone dense, like there's nothing you can shake it. It doesn't matter if you had 50 coffees, you're still going to be really tired, like lethargic tired.
yes. And
Mhm.
before we bring on Scarlett, we have Stacy Strange asking, "Thank you. I don't know how I feel when I wake up." You're right. I wake up and feel a presence. And when you do feel that presence, you have the ability to say, how can I help you? If there's something that you are looking for, try and leave me a sign. If you're here just to annoy me, you can leave now. It's that simple.
Yeah, I just feel like I can fix that. I'll get rid of it tonight, Stacy. Don't worry. It's just I don't it's not the worst thing ever, but I don't like it either. It's not appropriate.
No, no. It's like someone's watching, like, no, get rid of it. We'll get rid of it. We'll be
You know
doing
what's
it.
funny? I worked with a grief counselor once, and she was saying that they're tapping on the window all night trying to get her attention. And I said, but you live in this realm. Stop interacting with them because you win, they don't. So it's like you have a voice, so use it, please. So remember that we have more power than they do.
100%. And by the way, I am missing Miranda today.
I know, me too.
You know,
We'll
Miranda,
see her next week.
we will. We
Hi,
will.
Miranda, if you're watching.
Hi, Miranda.
I don't think she's watching though, but she might be.
She might be. You just never know. You know, she might get tired of our voices. I
I don't think so.
I know. Um, Stone Hobbit. I can I steal that? Like I like they say stoned Hobbit, but that's okay. Uh, Set a night vision camera up. Um, and they did, and the orbs. Now, I get, do you know what an orb is? And I'm not being rude to you, Stone Hobbit. There are orbs, then there are pieces of dust that expand in night vision as well. I know you're going to hear all of this probably, and you'll get doubters. Please, if you have a way to send that to us, we'll take a look at it and we'll let you know almost immediately.
Yeah, that would be very cool to see.
Yeah.
I loved, if anybody has pictures of any kind of entities or any kind of experiences, please send them
Yeah,
because that would be something excellent to see.
it is. And Linda, last week you showed us the witch. That
Oh
was
yeah, the witch that yeah, that was in
that was,
Salem.
yeah, in Salem. Now
Yeah,
that was freaky.
that was freaky.
That was freaky because, this is when, as a medium, um, we see a lot of those things. But when I was in Salem, I saw nothing, but I felt so much dread and sadness. And it was only on a Thursday night, which was weird for me. And I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I only felt the dread on a Thursday night.
Interesting.
So I don't know, maybe that was the town setting up to have a bonfire.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
just stupidity by our fears, eh?
Yeah,
Human.
that's exactly what it was.
Um, we have what else? Oh, we got a few here. Guys, we're gonna go to bring in Scarlett, and I'd love for Linda to read her. I had them last this week earlier. Carmela Taylor, bonsoir, everyone. So sad I missed you. Oh, we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
Not for a while.
Can the solar flares cause dizziness? Felt dizzy for the last few days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the thing. Solar flares just don't happen during the day.
No, they're all night long.
Because I can get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and wanting like a cold glass of milk. Thank God Miranda's not on here. And drink and have that. I know. And then you drink that, and then all of a sudden I'm dizzy and I have to sit down in the kitchen chair just before I move. It goes away right away, but yes.
It also affects electronics and satellite feeds and phone signals. It affects a lot of things.
Oh, Lisa's on, and she just said, share the one from the church in Rome. Whoa. Above the tabernacle and the church, there's a dark entity looming over this in Italy at a church. I have the photo, Lisa, but then I would lose the crew because usually Miranda handles this part. And if I lose you, I won't be able to come back on. But I will share that next week, and I'm going to send that to you, Linda.
Okay.
It's really, it is crazy.
Yep.
Our smiles, Teresa says, our smiles cheer them up. So
Oh, thank you.
I like doing that.
So,
I want to say something. We have 42 people in here tonight, Linda.
oh, amazing.
You
That's
know?
amazing. Thanks,
God,
guys.
thank you. Like
Yeah.
really, you participate, you come in here, we love this. We do. And that's why we went to every Tuesday to share this. You share it with others. We're going to help you. We're going to get as much information to you as possible. And we'll do our best to help everyone. Okay. So that, guys, thank you so much. Miss Paula, we're ready for Scarlett if she wants to come in.
Okay, I'll bring her in now.
Thank you. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, 7 minutes left.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Doesn't it? It's just crazy.
Hi, Scarlett.
Wow, I just had another orb go this way.
I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. It's crazy.
That wasn't dust.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
Scarlett.
Scarlett.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Scarlett? Hello? I don't know if she can hear us. I'm going to check.
I don't think she can.
We are talking. And she's there. I don't know. She's a good soul, this lady.
Hi. No, she knows she can't hear.
I know she's looking at everything.
She's cute.
Oh,
hold on.
There she is.
Connecting.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm the
That's
most
okay.
unpractical person. You know that because you were with me. So I
Scarlett,
apologize.
thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it. I do. So
Hi there.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
When I talked to Jim, I thought I was calling. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh.
I thought I was trying to connect with him to reach my son.
Okay.
But I realized what he was telling me is my girls are the ones that need me here because my son is okay.
What's your son's name?
Jacob Green.
And how did he pass? I'm sorry for your loss.
He took his life.
Okay. Is this recently?
No, it's 5 years ago.
Okay. It feels like it's like time stopped that day for you because it seems like no time has passed. But he's like, he's got nice teeth, that kid. Like he's a good boy. He's got a nice smile. But he's the one's like he's standing behind you right now. It's gonna make me cry too. But he's got his hand on your shoulder and he's like, "It's okay, Mom." Do you ever feel like your hair getting moved?
That's what is so hard because I do feel him. I never thought I could.
But you
and
do.
I do feel him and he visits me. But I think I've focused so much the last 5 years on trying to connect with him that I've maybe lost my girls.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon. That's but that's okay. Like it's
everyone goes through trauma.
It's you had to do this to get to here, and now you have this like epiphany where you know that you have to. How old are your daughters?
28, 23, 19, and 17.
Wow, you got a full house there, sunshine. But I feel like the oldest one is steadfast in her ways. She's kind of like disconnected from you, and trying to figure out her own way. But they all have the power to come back and support you. And it's just like it's part of your healing, and nobody tells us how to do it. And you were just trying to survive, correct? But Jacob is like, he said it's okay. Like he's gonna help get everybody back together. They're very different personalities. Holy
Oh my
moly,
God, they're so different.
you got a lot of stuff going on in that house. Your youngest daughter's very sweet. She,
Actually, Jim was so sweet. He said a prayer for her and he tried to clear her because she's the one that disconnects from us the most.
okay. She's got a heart of gold though. She's super sensitive, old soul. She's got whew, it's just like she feels things differently. So she protects and she forces things away because she can't handle energy. She doesn't like loud noises. She doesn't like stuff like that. She's very
Yes.
sensitive to like if you ever scrape a plate, you're in trouble with a fork. She'll cut you.
She,
Yeah.
this sounds weird, but I didn't realize it at the time, but she's a lot of my son. I see a lot of my son in her, and it is kind of a gift to see so much of him in her.
Yep.
Hmm?
Now,
And-
did Jacob like hot dogs?
Yes.
Because he's got hot dogs on the brain. I don't know if they get to eat up there, but they talk about it every time. But
Well,
do
they
you
get
have
to
hot
eat all
dogs
the
in your
time.
fridge?
Not right now.
But when you do, he's all over that. And even when you ever have them, it's kind of like he
We
likes
used to go to Costco and he used to get the Costco hot dog.
the $2 foot long. Yeah, because I can see he
We have
likes.
$1.50.
Oh, bless your heart. I think in Canada they're a little bit more expensive. They could be $1.50. I don't know. But he's yeah, it's hard because it kind of tore you apart and now you like you couldn't even notice that stuff. So forgive yourself for being human. Please, because you're a good soul, you're a great mom. You always were. And I don't think anybody really knew Jacob was in that much trouble. Does that make sense? And so like he never let you know, but now you're left to kind of put the pieces back together. But it doesn't matter if it took 5 years. Your pieces are coming back together now, and that's all that matters. It's not 20 years, it's never too late. And your daughters love you. They're just like they're all trying to like survive, you know, you're surviving and they've kind of had to heal on their own, surviving on their own way, right? So
I
it's
know.
like
I feel like
don't
I feel them.
but as a parents, does anyone ever give us a manual? No. And how do you know when you go through a tragedy, nobody else ever should lose their child? So how would you ever know how to cope with this, right? So give yourself a break because you're a great mom. And it's just like it stopped you. It's like you lost 5 years in being in like a hard grief, correct? Because you did everything to find him. Like you've done everything to connect with him. There's nothing you haven't done to connect with your son, right?
And that's where I feel like maybe I just let my girls go. Like I think I was trying to, but I was just so upset with myself for not helping him that
But
I wasn't the mom that they needed.
The way that you're talking right now, Scarlett, is the way that you want to feel. I know this sounds horrible. Jacob is more mad at himself for putting everyone in this situation, and
Yeah.
he's really going to try and help you rectify it all
that's true.
and bring the family as close together by this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I feel like things are going to shift, but it's like he's helping now, but you can't blame yourself for trying to survive. I don't think if you'd done all those things, you'd want to like get out of bed every day, right? Those are the things that kept you going. So if I don't know, it's easier said than done, but make peace with it because your daughters are always going to love you. They only have one mom and they will come back together. Now,
And Jacob,
which one lives farthest away?
That would be my second oldest. She lives in Austin.
Now, does she call you a little bit or text you?
Yeah.
Because I feel like she's very connected with you and she always checks in and she says, Mom, are you okay?
Yes.
So like you're very connected. So if you're thinking about texting her, she'll text you. But like she's on your team. She gets it. So like the others will fall into place, but Jacob will help you with that. He absolutely will. But never let go of him because he's, you know, he's good. Like he's okay. He's like the light of God in this kid. He's fine.
Yeah.
But then now it's time to work on the others, right? Because they'll be fine too.
Thank
Well,
you.
fine is relative. We're never fine. I don't want to be normal. I'm not. Normal
I
is
know what
boring.
normal is.
Yeah,
know.
right. Let's the thing is that you've made that decision to consciously work towards them coming together. So that's like a revelation in itself. So that you're already starting the healing, right?
Yeah, just a little late.
Yeah. So like just it's like you beat yourself up. You've done it since you've been a little kid. You've never not had that like love of yourself yet. Do you know what I mean? So like know that you're a good mom. We make mistakes, but I don't think what you've done is making any mistakes. I think you just tried to survive.
Um, I'm. I would really a couple of things that I need to say, and I tell, and many of you know my life coaching skills. You need to talk it out. You need to look at what you're doing and say it to yourself first. You have triggers, Scarlett, and many of them. You need to write them down and talk to a therapist on those triggers that are affecting you more than anything. Jacob is sitting in the light. He's taking a look. He's trying to gather everybody, push them together. He knows that he did wrong. He does. But he doesn't say that this was any of your faults. This was his soul's purpose. And that's what a parent has a hard time with. You know, my grandfather was never the same when my mom passed away. And my grandfather was my age when he lost his daughter. And I was only 19 when I lost my mom. You don't lose the fact that when you have them in front of you, we always think that we're going to have them there forever. We need to bring in more positive feelings, more positive thoughts, and work on those triggers that upset you a lot, Scarlett. And on the 14th, I got your email. I just haven't been able to respond
No,
because
you're fine.
I decided to go for a nap. But I will see her. However, we're going to do it. I'm going to speak to her. Okay, and that's important. And I can't
I
wait.
just want to say thank you. Like, I usually, like I say, try to connect for my son, and I've never connected and felt like it's time for me to change and do better. So thank you so much for like when I talked to you and you said, yes, I see him, but this isn't about him.
I
I
know.
hope people understand when I say that. Like you obviously knew that you needed to take me in a different direction.
Yeah.
I had to, and I don't do it on purpose. I. It's just that he's telling me and giving me advice that I'm not allowed to share a million things of what we need to do because there is a soul's purpose that we all have. You just saw yours, and now all of that's going to change. You know, the grandbabies that you're going to have, the opportunities that you're going to have. Jacob is going to come through the whole lot of them very soon. So you'll see that. And then his hands will greet you when your time is ready, but not before. So,
Yeah.
you know, he's the, and I always say this, he's like the Walmart greeter. You know, hi, how are you? No, you're going left. Hang on a second. No, you're going right. No, you got to go back and finish this. You know, so there's a lot there, but he's happy. He's happier now, and what he was going
Great.
to, we couldn't fix. We couldn't fix. Nobody could fix.
But be kind to yourself because you're just in a healing like and people say like time heals. Bullshit. It doesn't. Your life is different now and we're finding our way in our new reality, right?
Nobody,
And so this is just a new part of it, right?
nobody
You
is
know,
allowed.
the
Nobody is
two of
allowed.
you, I just want to say, like, I don't know who's listening or what, but there's so many people out there now that do have the gift that you do and take advantage. And just for you to allow regular people to be able to afford to talk to you and have just a reflection of peace from you. I just want to say thank you because there's so many people that make it just like and you can't get the peace. It's just like it's become like, I hate to say it, but I feel like it's just become money for them.
I'm sorry
you-
for that.
Sorry.
Sorry for that.
We all have to make a living, but
I get.
I do not make a living off of somebody's pain.
No.
No, I know, and that's why I'm saying thank you. Like,
You're very welcome.
thank
Um,
you.
Yeah, you're
I'm
very
looking
welcome.
forward to this. You're going to start now feeling what you need to do to build up. I'm going to send you a lot of life coaching tips that you can start working on yourself and start feeling better. And I'm so looking forward to meeting this daughter, because I'm going to have a plate and I'm going to scrape it a little bit just to start it off, I think.
Oh,
You know?
don't do that.
Oh, no, I won't.
She'll cut you.
I'm looking forward to removing a lot of her dark energy. That's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun. And if I can't do it, she goes to Linda.
Okay. Teamwork.
I'm so glad I found your channel. I'm so glad I found you guys, and I'm going to be here every week just to encourage you and say what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But you're amazing too, and thank you for having the courage to come on. God bless you.
Thank you.
You have a lot of people in here. Marie de Rochier, she says she's going to pray for you. A lot of people are talking to you in the chat. These people are just like family to us.
Yeah.
So we thank everybody that's come on tonight. Like, really, it's so good.
Making me cry too.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's all
I just feel
good.
so blessed to have been here.
Oh.
And to just, when I saw the people saying their names and stuff, and I was just like, I felt like I almost found a community.
Well, it can be that, right? That's what we're hoping to create here as a community of healing, or a community of whatever it is we need to be for today. But a healing community is good.
Can I ask you a favor, Charlotte? It's a life coaching thing. You get a little sticky note, you put it on your bedroom mirror. You don't have to write anything on it, because you're going to remember this from now on. And just say every morning, I love me. Every morning. Okay? When you see that, automatically your endorphins will grow. You know that self-love is the most important thing. Thinking about yourself first, then you can help so many others. And that's just the beginning of your healing. Okay? We have to say goodnight, and we have to say thank you
so
for coming on.
much.
Very
And you're
welcome.
more than
Thank
welcome
you.
to come on at any
Thank
time.
you. Yeah.
Well, I will be listening every Tuesday.
So come on again.
Yes.
And
I
let
don't
us
know if I
how
can
you're
do that,
doing.
but I definitely want to listen.
Okay, but if you want to come on again in a month or two and let us know how you're doing, that would be so great.
Yeah,
Love
keep
to hear
us
from you
posted.
again.
And we'll follow up with your daughter on the 14th, I think you said, right? So we'll get that going, but I'm going to give you a call tomorrow anyway. Tomorrow? No, hang on. Thursday. Wednesday I can't. I'm kind of booked because of this show lately. So
I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
thank you.
I think it's amazing that people get to meet someone that really cares, and just, I can't imagine how tired you guys are at the end of the day though, because I could feel the love when you did my reading. So I can't imagine at the end when you talk to everybody how drained you are, I'm sure.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's thank you very much for thinking of us.
Thank you.
Now, enjoy your weekend. Make an amazing cup of tea. I was just told to tell you by Jacob. Tea, not coffee. Tea.
Okay.
And he opens that cupboard door in your kitchen.
Okay.
Much love from us, okay? And keep us posted.
I
all
will.
right? All right.
Thank
Thank
you. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
That was
All right.
amazing.
You know?
That's all. That was so brave of Scarlett to come on.
Yeah. Paula, more than anything, we want to thank you for being part of the show again.
Thanks, Paula.
Thank you.
You know,
Miss Miranda. Miss you, Miranda.
We miss you, Miranda. To everyone that came on tonight, thank you. Carmela, don't forget, in all of this pain, remember to to you make the difference, not us, them, which is important. We're
Yep.
just backing you up. We're your conscience. We're going to be there to help you. That's
Yep.
our job. And not that I don't have tears, because a lot of time I cry along with my clients as well, and I feel bad. But things will get better when you get the help that we need. And we all
Totally.
are in a world that's just too busy for anybody.
Mhm.
So thank you, everyone.
Thanks everyone for watching.
We hope to see you very soon. We have to learn how to shut off our cameras.
I know how to. You don't.
I don't. And we're going to find music down here sometime.
Yep.
But we love all of you guys. Much blessings. We will see you next Tuesday at
8:30.
8:30 p.m.
8:30.
You can get a hold of me at, all of you guys know, jimhuntofficial.com on every platform except for Twitter or X or whatever it is. I won't go anywhere near that, man. And TikTok, I'm no longer going to be a TikTok fan. I'm trying to remove myself from that one as well. It's just me. Elaine, thank you so much for everything too. Your smile does brighten up our days as well. Linda, have you got anything, last words?
I'm just so happy that we did, like, what a powerful show this was today. And I thank you for watching because it was amazing.
Thank you, everyone. And we're going to say goodnight. And
Good night, guys.
Oh, good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
How the hell do I shut this thing off, guys? Again. What? Oh, there it is. I got it. Good night, everybody.